Over the past 70 years, North Korea has been one of the poorest, most sanctioned, and most isolated countries on earth. It doesn't export anything, and its economy is in shambles. Its money, industry, and economy are completely cut off from the world, yet despite several decades of sanctions, North Korea remains standing. The leader of North Korea owns luxury Western cars, yachts, and lavish positions. The country has even managed to sustain a costly and heavy nuclear weapons program. But how is this possible? How has North Korea's struggling economy managed to survive in such complete isolation? How has it been able to fund its military and even import luxury goods which it shouldn't even have access to? The answer to this question is that the official economy of North Korea is not what it appears to be, and it doesn't make money through this path. Instead, what truly keeps this country alive is a global criminal empire created and managed by the North Korean government. This empire is involved in everything from hacking and arms smuggling to drug trafficking and counterfeiting money. North Korea has secretly managed to build the largest criminal organization in the world, which has kept its economy and regime alive, and no one has been able to stop it. North Korea is making its money through this, and in this video we'll explore how they're doing it. To understand how North Korea is accomplishing this, we need to go back in time. After the Korean War ended in the 1950s, North Korea's economy was essentially destroyed. It was completely dependent on its ally, the Soviet Union. For a short time, this wasn't a major issue as the Soviet Union supplied North Korea with everything it needed: money, technology, weapons, and anything else. However, in the 1970s, the Soviet economy also began experiencing a downturn, and thus support for North Korea came to an end. Without Soviet assistance, North Korea's economy quickly lagged behind. More importantly, access to foreign technology and products which its industries and military depended on was being wiped out. By that time, North Korea's currency had essentially become worthless. Most countries no longer accepted it as a means of exchange. North Korea was in desperate need of foreign cash, so it created an organization called Room 39. Despite its vague and strange name, Room 39 is one of the most important organizations in North Korea. Its mission is to acquire foreign cash for the government by any means necessary beyond its borders. As we know, in North Korea, money doesn't come through normal channels like exports or tourism. The only option is crime and illegal activities. In the early days, North Korea's criminal empire had a very slow and quiet start. In its first reported case in the 1970s, North Korean diplomats in Sweden were expelled for smuggling untaxed cigarettes and alcohol and selling them back on the black market. But soon their activities expanded far beyond this. Since the 1980s, North Korea has entered the global production and distribution of illegal drugs to the point where North Korean defectors fleeing the country describe it as a drug state, with every aspect of the drug operation controlled by the Kim Jong-un family. North Korea has one major advantage. Unlike traditional drug cartels which face numerous complications, North Korea doesn't have a government to fear because it is the government that is doing the trafficking. As a result, the government controls opium farms and drug laboratories in the drug production areas and uses diplomats and military ships to transport drugs to countries around the world. Countries like China, the United States, Germany, and Russia, these are all included in the reports. In many countries around the world, North Korea has been arrested for selling hundreds of kilograms of drugs such as cocaine, heroin, crystal meth, just like they did with cigarettes in the 1970s. In many cases, North Korean diplomats are being arrested for selling illegal goods, and these arrests are certainly not random. They are part of a planned operation to smuggle. Another major advantage North Korea has over regular criminals is that it can give its traffickers diplomatic passports. This means that nearly anything entered into a country as a diplomatic package cannot be inspected by the host country. This makes it very easy for them to smuggle drugs, and of course, it's not just drugs. What North Korea exports to the world can be anything, and as long as it brings in a large profit, it doesn't matter how illegal it is. North Korea has repeatedly exported weapons as contraband and sanctioned goods to countries at war, which were later seized elsewhere. Another activity North Korea is involved in is producing counterfeit money, not just its own currency, but foreign currencies as well. They are doing this officially. They print US dollars, and according to the US Secret Service, North Korean $100 bills have such high standards that it's extremely difficult to tell they are counterfeit. North Korea uses Japanese equipment, top quality paper, and French inks to counterfeit these bills. In the end, many of them are distributed and sold worldwide through the same diplomatic channels, and in some cases they are even used to purchase equipment needed by North Korea. Despite the fact that the US government has been aware of this activity for the past 2 decades, it has not been able to stop it. North Korean counterfeit bills can be found all over the world, even within the US. A significant amount of these bills have been discovered, including in the slot machines of Las Vegas casinos. Over the past few decades, North Korea's illegal revenue-generating methods have evolved. Since the early 1990s, North Korea has been hiring and training a significant number of hackers. When Kim Jong-un took power, North Korea's main activity was espionage. However, after Kim Jong-un's rise, activities that brought in more money became more prominent. In 2016, a group of North Korean hackers known as the Lazarus Group hacked the Central Bank of Bangladesh and transferred $100 million from Bangladesh's foreign currency reserve to various accounts linked to North Korea. Since then, this hacker group has carried out numerous attacks around the world. These actions include creating ransomware, especially the famous WannaCry ransomware, stealing Bitcoin from South Korean crypto exchange, and hacking and exporting pharmaceutical companies, particularly during the COVID period. But how much do all these illegal activities impact North Korea's economy? Undoubtedly, the impact is significant for obvious reasons. It's hard to say with certainty, as it is all covert. However, various estimates suggest that the criminal activities run by the North Korean government account for at least 25 to 50% of North Korea's total budget. This is despite the fact that North Korea spends 16% of its budget on military and nuclear weapons, yet the country's empire still has enough money to allow Kim Jong-un and North Korean officials to buy Western goods. In the end, we arrive at an important question. Why do North Korea's illegal activities, which clearly violate international laws and are widely known, allow it to circumvent sanctions and survive? The reality is that other countries can't do anything. Unlike regular criminals, North Koreans involved in these activities have diplomatic immunity. If they are expelled from a country, North Korea can easily continue with other diplomats. The main problem is that the criminals coming from North Korea aren't regular criminals, they are from the government itself. The drug laboratories and farms are located within North Korean territory, and the government knows this and manages them. No one from the outside can stop it. It has come clear that sanctions as a form of punishment are ineffective, and in fact they have had no impact on North Korea. Just as North Korea is not an ordinary country, its economy is also far from being a normal economy. The ways this country is making money has transformed it from an ordinary state into a transnational criminal organization. The strange thing is that this approach is actually working for North Korea. These illegal activities have prevented the collapse of its economy. They allow its leaders to possess the luxury goods and Western items they desire, and no one can really do anything about it. It doesn't seem like North Korea plans to stop these actions, and this story is about the world's largest criminal organization officially operating as a country, keeping the country's economy afloat through these means. What do you think can be done to stop these illegal activities of North Korea? Please share your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell.